We've become bored with watching actors give us phony emotion, inauthentic responses. We're tired of the pyrotechnics, the unmotivated visual effects. There's nothing forbidden in filmmaking, and there's no syllabus. There are no correct answers. Filming is always a free response, and the answer is your question.
Well, for me, there's no difference between making films and doing sports. Filming is about giving everything you got. It's about trying your best. You'll always find filmmakers shooting all day, hitting the computer lab, and running around the campus. And also, I broke my leg shooting. But that's like another Tuesday for me.
Now, filmmaking should be a free response. It should be an opportunity for filmmakers to have a free expression, to tell their stories.
For me, filming is like writing. It's a platform for you to express your own ideas. Every shot you take, every line you write, it has its own purpose. It's per your own thoughts, and no one can ever tell you what to do.
Now, what we're doing and what we're about to share, it's not always award-winning, but it's real. It is the Quaker Suqueth.
What up? It's me, your boy, Kelly. Today we're doing the game show, That's the Suquestion, where we ask random George School students random questions based on this wheel.
Hi, Evan. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Hi, Francisco.
Hi there.
Hi, V.
Hello.
Please welcome our next guest. Hi, Scott.
Hi.
It's Sydney. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Owen. How are you today?
I'm great, Elena. How are you?
Who are you?
Hi, my name's Mega.
Cool. Would you like to spin our wheel?
Yeah, I really would, yeah. Do you know what you're doing today?
Not at all.
Well, today you're going to be answering some questions, or as we like to call them, Suquestions. Argo. What's the deal with Argo?
Argo is a place where you can be pretentious for 1 hour, but it's okay because you can be pretentious together.
That was beautiful, Shina.
I have absolutely no idea how this club started. The Argo is the longest running club on campus. It was here before Terry was here, so like 70 years. Welcome to Argo. We're gonna start by passing the book around and you answer the question and you write your name so we know you're here.
There should be creative answers.
I pour my life into this thing. I give birth to it. I pour my blood, sweat, and literal tears into creating this thing. They have no idea the emotional toll that it takes on me. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Argo is unique because there aren't any other outlets on campus for just fully creative works. Like we can get submissions that are plays, scripts, and stuff like that, or short stories, or just random stream of consciousness stuff. And the art, it's like the only place that student art is really shown to the community.
So although the caption for Argo says it's a student-run literature and arts magazine, but it kind of feels like arts always goes in the secondary position. People just kind of consider it as a forgotten stepchild.
I really do feel like that sometimes.
What does Suqueth mean to you?
Suqueth is actually how it's pronounced.
What the freak is a Suqueth? Suqueth.
Where's the book?
Go for it. Really spinner. Oh, Suqueth. What do you think Suqueth means?
Sounds like sauce to me.
Sauce.
Tom Hoops, everyone. Wow. Wow. Hi, Tom. Hi. Would you like to spin our wheel? Quakerism. How topical. What is the value of Quakerism in the 21st century, Tom?
One of the conceits of the modern age, where a lot of anti-spiritual ideas have become commonplace, and where the metaphor of the market, that everything can be given a price, and if we can just put a price on everything, we can come up with the best world. One of the real problems with that is that it destroys some fundamentally beautiful and mysterious aspects of life itself. I think that Quakerism has more to offer to the current historical moment than it has ever had before. I think that Quakerism encourages people to accept themselves and to accept other people in a way that actually creates the preconditions for a peaceful world, and for a world that actually accepts difference and accepts tolerance of others and promotes nonviolent conflict resolution. Those are things that this world desperately needs. My sense is that Quakerism as a religion is actually morphing and becoming a more universalist, accepting creed of human decency and human connection. So that's why at George School, for example, where 90% of the students do not come from Quaker families, we all get along within this fabric of Quakerism because we are actually learning how to practice accepting each other, accepting ourselves, being honest about our differences, and then resolving our conflicts without being hostile or violent. That is what the world needs more than anything right now.
That was a beautiful answer, Tom. Thank you very much. Sure.
Today we're sponsored by Quaker Oats Limited Edition Pumpkin Spice. That's not true. We're not actually sponsored, but that's the name of our issue. So there you go. You're welcome.
It is every dorm resident's duty to keep the dorm clean and tidy. We receive many guests frequently, and we try our best to make a good impression on the dorm. Be respectful and keep a clean environment around the dorm. Thirdly, a good dorm resident always respects their prefects.
Bro, can you get over the damn mat? Shut up. Julie, look at you. You're some right now. You're garbage. Can't even hit the damn table. I want to point in like 5 sets.
If everyone followed these 3 simple steps, the dorm will be an amazing place to live in. It all starts with you. If you start to follow these 3 steps, that encourages others to be a good dorm resident just like you. Be a good dorm resident.
Running has been an evolution for me. I came in new to sports. I had planned on gardening actually my freshman year because I didn't know what sports to do. So I was going to do gardening, PE, and maybe golf or baseball in the spring. And it's like one of my friends was doing cross country, so I went out and tried it. It didn't seem so bad. That season went very well for me. I came in as a freshman, and it was a great freshman season for me. So I just, kept on training, and my times got better, and I became a better runner. And each year I've been improving, and I'm glad to see that, there's an upward curve in my performance. I've learned to become a better racer because, racing and running are 2 different things. So I could become a good runner, but you have to learn how to race, whereas running anyone can do. During the FSL meet, it was I felt like I had a lot to prove. I'd been sick for the past few weeks, and I hadn't been performing well, so I think everyone felt that if I had slowed down, I was just getting back into shape. I I just felt there was a whole lot of pressure on me because I was the returning champion. For me personally, my mom comes to watch this race every year, and I didn't want her to see me lose. Being that I'm a senior, I didn't want to, lose my home invite on my last chance to run there. I just wanted to, prove that I could take it, and I just went out as hard as I could and just try to settle in. And as the race started, it was hard for me to focus on anything but the race. So I have a habit of looking back. It's helpful sometimes because it gives me a gauge of how close people are to me, but other times it's not very good for me. I think that when I'm running, if I cannot hear my breath, that means that I have a lot left in me. So I want to one day be able to cross the finish line and just collapse, because that means that I know I went my hardest. And up until then, that means I know that I have a long way to go. George School, it's a place that I've always felt that has supported, people trying new things and being encouraged to do something new, because I don't have to worry about being embarrassed by failure, because no matter what I do, everyone knows, just come back and try again next time. And like having a coach and staff and team that's always there for you. And even at George School community is so good, always encouraging me, good luck on your next race, good luck with your training. George School is so good for, helping you become a successful person, athlete, or academic. And if by me running, that can encourage someone else to pick up running, or to even, just run for better health, I'm gonna do it, because that means that I've done something with it. Gifts aren't something that you get every day. And when you're granted a gift that's going to help you and help others, you should use it, and I'm going to do my best to do that.
So I connected with Eric from a play that I saw that he wrote in Philly, and I reached out to him, and over the summer he was kind enough to give me access to the play, and we were on the phone talking about a curriculum, and up it came that he is a regular host for the Moth, and he would be in town in September hosting, and did I want to bring some of my students. The Moth, as well as other storytelling mediums, is a way for people to tell true stories, sometimes based on a theme, sometimes otherwise. They're typically 5 minutes long, and they're told to a live audience. Then what happened was it sort of generated this idea of storytelling in the classroom. So the students pulled from a hat themes. The ones that they pulled were faking it and misjudgment. And so depending on the class, they constructed 3 to 5 minute stories inspired by true life moth stories to fit these themes. And that's sort of the origin story of the Moth in this classroom.
My name is Arthur Thomas. I am a professional writer. I was so surprised pleasantly by the warm reception that they gave to their classmates, by the breadth of storytelling, ranging from something that was like very bawdy and funny in a way that I think would stand up next to professional adult stand-up comedians, to stories that were introspective and very personal and talked about issues of otherness in society. I was not expecting that. This builds a skill in them that they can use for college acceptance essays and presentations in further classes, but it also just builds a foundation for them as citizens of the world, being able to sort of recognize their experience as one that's valuable and their thoughts as communicable. I'm sort of struck dumb by how impressive it all was.
These are students who don't always have the opportunity to get up on stage and share proudly something that they've produced, because a lot of times I think they've sort of been taught to accept English as a necessity but not as a gift. And I know for students who have all different styles of learning, this was a way for them all to access something that was important to them in a safe but public manner. And I do feel like it's a life skill to be able to conduct yourself publicly and overcome the things that you feel are difficult, like speaking in front of a group of peers and strangers.
It was planned to be just a simple walk with my dog. Nothing had ever happened before, and I was sure everything was going to be fine. My dog's name is Hero. He's the best. He's an Argentine doggo mix. He's such a good boy, but that's not really relevant. I'm walking my dog up the street and I notice a guy walking up the street behind me. I didn't really know what he looked like, but yeah, I didn't really think much of it. Anyway, I keep walking and a couple of blocks later, this guy's still behind me. This is when I'm starting to get a bit nervous. I'm thinking, is this guy following me in my head? So I keep on going, and after a bit, this guy's still going the same route as me. And he's getting closer, and closer, and closer. Now I'm thinking this guy is following me. Oh God, I'm about to get murdered. This guy's probably just going the same route I'm going. Maybe just going down some of the same streets, and I'm thinking, this guy's a serial killer, he's going to stab me. Gee, thanks my overly paranoid mind. Maybe if you weren't like this, I could have had a peaceful walk. For some reason, I'm not moving any faster, even though I think this guy's gonna murder me. Or maybe I just wasn't completely convinced he was a murderer. I didn't even consider. And eventually he catches up and I'm thinking, oh God, just stay quiet, maybe he won't do anything.
Yo, can I pet your dog?
As soon as he says this, there's a wave of relief that washed over me when I heard this. I thought, oh, thank God he is not a serial killer. He's probably a drunk college student who wants to pet my dog. Now today I'm thinking, why the heck did I think he was a serial killer? What? But come on, I was so tired. I just wanted to go home, get some rest in my bed after staying up for a while, even though I was super tired because it was summer. And just, not get murdered. I didn't get murdered, to your surprise, I'm sure. I'm still alive, still paranoid, and still have a really great dog.
Just me and my best friend. It's not gonna break. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. High key, you only had this category like once. What is something that you are high key into / high key love?
School right now is feeling like my answer. And yeah, that's good because I live at school and I do school a lot. And so it's good to be high key into that.
That is great. I wish I could say the same. I'm kidding. Kidding. Love you, George School.
Our loves, it is true. With only the best for you, it's high-key haiku.
I'm all about yes. To live, to listen, to try. Live a life of yes.
Senses, heart, mind, soul, seen through the pages of thought. A mirror to life.
Quaker Suqueth, George School's new film magazine. That's what it is, dude.
So basically how we start out in club is we'll pass around a poem or short story that was submitted by a student, because it's all student submitted work. And everybody gets a copy or they don't, and then they have to share because we need to print out enough. And then somebody reads it out loud. Does anyone want to read this?
I can do it.
Alright, is this your first time reading?
Yeah.
Alright, then come stand on the block.
What's the block?
That block.
Yeah, new people have to stand on the block to read.
It's a 40-year-old Argo tradition. You don't get donuts unless you read.
I paint my lips and nails black to match my soul. The Cure echoes from my iTunes in time to the tears streaming down my face. Oh, the wretched pain! I stumble, falling into a tree. I am still alone, still without you. You could have at least texted me. I welcome death.
Thank you for that. Questions, thoughts, comments, curiosities, analyses. Is that a word?
Would you like to take one more spin on our wheel? Personal grab bag. So, scary movies, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Definitely.
It came from deep within the woods, hidden among the unknown, only to appear when the time is right. It finds and destroys the function of all things.
Matthew!
His power.
Suqueth. What do you think Suqueth means?
I have no clue what Suqueth means. Something extraordinary.
It's a verb meaning to yodel like a horse.
Oh, wow. What do you think Suqueth means?
What do you think Suqueth means?
Well, Suqueth means... I have no idea.
That's perfectly valid.
I'm going to take my Suqueth out today.
Dog?
Yes, that is a very good definition. Thank you so much.
Phoebe. Phoebe is the best dog on the face of the earth. I love her. She makes all my bad days good, and she makes all my good days gooder. She's the goodest girl. Sweet dog. Loves to walk, loves to run. Has never pooped around me, which is really good because I've never had to pick it up. She peed on the couch because she was so excited to see me. I was flattered, but at the same time, I didn't want to clean that up. But hey, that's Phoebe. Avery and I agree that she looks like a street dog, but we love that for her. I love Phoebe though. Sweet dog, gets very distracted very easily. I think she's the most important aspect of my life, single-handedly. Have you ever seen those videos of the dogs, their person comes home from the military? I feel like that, except I'm the dog and Phoebe's the person, no matter how long it's been since I've seen her. I think she is the axis that the George School community spins on. We can walk her when we are sad. We can pet her soft ears when we are sad. She just brings joy to Red Square. Phoebe is the sun.
What's your favorite thing about Phoebe?
Energy, definitely. She'll climb up you and just stand there and wait for something. I don't know what she's waiting for.
Sometimes I see her on Red Square and I'm like, that's Phoebe. I love her. I think that if Phoebe was a person, she would be a vegan, but I love her anyway. Revolutionary, amazing, good. Very good. Phoebe, I love you. Amen.
Would you like to take a spin on our wheel of fun? Wow. What is something you think people take for granted?
Water.
I would say one of the main things is life in general, because life can go by so quickly.
I have to say deep breath. Taking a deep breath, there's really nothing else like it.
My family.
Those were some beautiful answers. Would you also say you take gravity for granted?
Yeah. No, because I want to fly.
You play football. How would you play football without gravity, V?
It'll be 10 times more fun.
I think I do take gravity for granted, like many things.
I don't think I take gravity for granted, because if I did, I would fall a lot more than I do. Perhaps if I went to a different planet, I would take gravity for granted, like astronauts on the moon did, for example. But I think here I don't take gravity for granted.
I do take gravity for granted. It's something that I usually don't think about.
People confuse all the time Newton's apple. The idea goes as Newton was sitting under a tree, he sees an apple fall, and he goes, aha, I've discovered gravity. But that's not true. People have been tripping and falling for millennia before Newton discovered gravity. Newton's apple was this. If we have a little apple and it falls to the ground near the earth, Newton's apple was that the apple falls to the earth, but the earth also rises a little bit to the apple. And that is Newton's apple.
Gravity, in terms of physics, is this kind of necessary force. It's a relative force, I guess. I don't know much about physics, so I can't really speak with much authority there. But I guess by extension, a more metaphorical understanding of gravity is more meaningful to me. And that when our words have gravity, our actions have gravity. But I think that when we speak, when we act, perhaps to some extent when we think, the implications for our actions, our speech, our thoughts, they have gravity. They are of great import. And so we should be conscious of our thoughts, our speech, our actions, because they have gravity.
The importance of gravity can't be understated. It tells plants which way the roots to grow, which way the shoots to grow. All sports would be really boring without it. It wouldn't have an atmosphere. The atmosphere would float away. It would just be a rock. It would essentially be the moon, which is beautiful, but it can't support life. So without gravity, none of us would be here, and it would just be an inanimate object. The Earth would be.
When you think of gravity, once again, I go back to the seriousness of that word. Language is what we understand, and this is the way by which we communicate with each other. Without language, we do not understand the extent to which or by which we move other people. We don't understand this. So the gravity of language is one where we really won't know how to solve an issue if we're not able to articulate what those issues are.
So in a sense, to be mindful and to practice mindfulness is the act of remembering, is the act of coming back and no longer taking for granted that which was forgotten.
Questions, thoughts?
Comments, curiosities, analyses. Is that a word?
I thought it was pretty angsty, to be honest.
We try to refrain from using the word angst to describe things in this club. I cannot stand the word angst. People just use it to describe poems that teenagers write because we have emotions.
Fine, it was edgy. Can I get down now?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, aye. Okay. Thanks for your reading.
Oh, no problem.
The only thing I can break down is people's psyches.
Yes, Katie.
For me, it evoked raging indifference. I said that to throw them off. It was my poem. Well, some parts were good, but then other parts were bad, and then some parts were just medium, but then the good and the bad parts, you can like add them together and they cancel out because of PEMDAS. My artistic genius is utterly wasted on small minds.
So the arts are very important, and people don't understand, and you don't understand, and this interview is over.
The only Argo lore that I know that I can think of is the name. Yeah, when they go to find the Golden Fleece, Jason and the Argonauts on their ship, the Argo, or whatever it's called.
Okay, so, look, there's a meeting in here, and we have to stop. I'm sorry.
Does Argo have a Golden Fleece? If the Golden Fleece is a well put together magazine, then yes.
Oh, another thing. You know that last issue, all those F-bombs? We lost our funding. I'm sorry. But we have donuts!
They're trying to take away our creative integrity.
I mean, look, I'm not a fan of the F-bomb, right? But sometimes, if a piece is going to be realistic and true to its characters, you're going to have some F-bombs in there. Well, the board was having none of that. They want everything to be sanitized. They want everything to smell sweet, right? Like, I even think when I was in that room with the board, there was a suspicious smell of aerosol in the air. Like, those people, they spray aerosol, air freshener, before their meetings. That's how sanitized they want things to be. So they want art they don't care about. All they care about is things looking pretty. Pretty. That was it.
If they don't want to hear what we have to say, them.
Thank you, Scott. And I have one final question for you. Can I have a late note for calculus?
No.
Thank you. I will be late to your class, Robert.
Yeah.
so you're welcome.